Hey everybody! Coming to you live from my very own bedroom in Jeju Island, South Korea, which, you know, I've been here since July, and it is now October. Oh my god. I seriously thought I would be able to keep up with the whole blog thing, and I'd be making videos all the time, and working, and doing everything. That did not happen. Unfortunately, my job is really busy. I mean, like, unfortunately. It's really busy. I like my new job, but I've been working really hard, and that has really limited the amount of time that I have to make videos like this, to say, hey everyone. I know a lot of you follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat, and that's kind of how I've been keeping up with people and making sure that everybody has been watching my journey. It's really the easiest way for me to do that in like quick bursts rather than having to sit down and take a long time of writing a blog post or making a video, which I prefer videos, but blogs are easier because I don't have to do this. If you've been following me on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, you will have seen a lot of how gorgeous this island actually is. It's amazing. I think all the time, like, holy shit, I live here. You know, there have been quite a few rainy days here or there, which I think comes along with living on an island, or really anywhere. But today particularly was a gorgeous day, and I ended up going down and having lunch with a friend, Jen, by the water, and we, you know, drank wine in the middle of a Saturday afternoon and sat by the window of this restaurant that we like to go to called Zen and just enjoy the view. It was just so gorgeous, and then we drove along by the water, and it's just ridiculous some days how beautiful it is here. A few weeks ago, my dad actually came with his friend Steve, and I took them around the island. We did a lot of fun things. Unfortunately, I also had some PD, or professional development, a few days, and they had to go exploring on their own, but I know they had a great time. I took them to some of the restaurants that I like to go to, and they got to meet a few of my friends, and we went to the beach, and we went and rode horses along the beach, which was so cool. It's just, we had such a great time, and I'm so glad that I've been able to share this place with somebody from my family, which is really important to me. I will say that I think the hardest part about living here and living so far away from home has been being away from my family and my friends. And also just like my normal routines have been completely interrupted. I think it's good because it's making me into a stronger person and making me more independent. It's kind of forcing me outside of my comfort zone a little bit. So that's good in some ways. And in others, it's hard. It's just hard because, you know, when I'm having a rough day or the workload is just too much for me that day, I can't go home and call my sister. Or call my dad, or call any of my friends, because they're all asleep. The time change has been really problematic. I think maybe if the time change wasn't so different, it would be a lot easier, but you know, 13 hours is a big difference, and especially when I'm sleeping and they're awake, and I'm awake and they're sleeping. So that's been really interesting. I also, as you guys know, have been doing Irish dance for over a year, and I really miss being able to go to classes regularly. So fortunately for me, my friend Caitlin has volunteered herself to teach me Skype classes, and we started last week. We did our first one, and it was so awesome just to have that, you know, have that connection to home and have that connection to something that I enjoy and something I used to do at home. Was just amazing. We have our second lesson tomorrow, and she is kicking my butt, which is good, and I need it. And you know, it's forced me to practice this week, which I probably wouldn't have done otherwise, because I knew that Caitlin was going to, you know, point her finger at me and scold me if I didn't practice this week because she told me I had homework to do. So, you know, I think it's been good though because it made me practice and it made me take my mind off of work and just like this general area. It's just so overwhelming sometimes because I live and work all in the same place. You know, my mom did that when I was little. She lived in the same area that I grew up in, and I went to school with her and all my friends were there and stuff. But I think she had the ability and places to go that were removed. But here, there is no removing. You live across the street, or I live across the street from the school, and some of the kids live in this apartment complex, and they go to all of the same places that are easily accessible to me, and I share a car with some people, and so I can't always go where I want to go whenever I want to go there, and we're pretty far removed from a lot of stuff. It takes like 20 minutes to get pretty much anywhere of substance, and the big city is it's actually bigger than Richmond. I think it's bigger than Richmond in terms of like buildings and stuff. I don't know, maybe it's not bigger, it just feels bigger because there's more people. That's like an hour away and it's traffic and I just don't want to do that very often. So that is quite hard to be so removed from things. The nice thing is that I'm making enough money here that I'm able to travel. I didn't travel obviously during my last break because my dad was here and you know, I didn't need to travel. I had my fun here. Also last month, my friend Meredith and I ended up going to Seoul, which was really cool, and we saw only a little area of Seoul. We went to Itaewon. She was going to pick up a dog and I just ended up tagging along with her, and we had I had chicken and waffles, and we went to this place called the Original International Pancake House, and then I was like, oh my god, there's a Lush store, so we had to go in the Lush store and I got some Lush stuff because obviously everyone loves Lush, and we got our nails done, which was so nice. Anyway, it was just a really nice experience, and we only went for a day. It was crazy, and it was a perfect like day trip, really. But I have another break coming up in November, and I'm trying to figure out where I'd like to go. I've thought about going to Kyoto in Japan, but then I was like, it's kind of expensive and it's a little last minute for that trip, so I'm not sure that I really can financially, I mean, I can financially do it, but I'm trying to be good about saving money and paying off my debt. So I'm not sure that it's the smartest thing to do financially right this moment. And I do need to relax here a little bit, I think, during my next break because, you know, I had visitors the last break, and I didn't really have a lot of time to just be in my space and relax. So I think that will kind of guide my next trip. I think I might go to Seoul for a couple of days, just because it's so close. I could always go to Hong Kong, but that's really expensive too. I could go to Taiwan. I mean, there's a lot of choices for me to go. There's a lot of places I can go that are pretty close. I just have to decide where I want to go, and because it's so last minute, it kind of limits some of my options. It just kind of snuck up on me. It was like all of a sudden, it's November break. Hey, November break is coming. I literally cannot it's hard for me to fathom that I've been here since July and it's October. It's so weird. It's flown by. I cannot believe how quickly it has flown by. And that's good. I think that's good because, you know, I'm really looking forward to going home for Christmas. You know me, a lot of you know me and know that it's, you know, hard for me to be away from my family for holidays. And it's so funny because a lot of people here have been so far from their family for such a long time, or they don't have family to go back to. And so they are like, yeah, we're gonna go to Bali for Christmas, or Australia, or we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there for Christmas. And to me, it just wouldn't feel like Christmas if I wasn't home and I wasn't with my sister and my dad and my brother-in-law and, you know, my extended family on my dad's side. It just wouldn't feel like it. It just wouldn't be right. So I am definitely making that big trip, and I'm glad I am. I'm a little sad about missing Thanksgiving, so I'm really like trying to put together Thanksgiving here, because I love Thanksgiving and I love Thanksgiving food, and I mean, who doesn't? And I just love being around my family for that, so I think it's gonna be a hard day. I hope that now that everything is starting to settle in and I have a beautiful background to sit in front of when I update you all, that I'll be able and force myself almost to do this more often, because you know, this is definitely a unique experience and I need to document it. I'm really terrible at that, so I want to be better. So yeah, bye.